Waffle House, a true Southern staple where single moms have worked for generations serving drunk customers past midnight while chain smoking 3 packs of cigarettes. But for some reason, even though I am personally from North Carolina, I have never had the Waffle House experience. So I thought today, while still parked in the Waffle House parking lot, we could share this experience from one human to another. Because I know Waffle House is pretty legendary across the world. A lot of people have never experienced a Waffle House. And I thought we could both share their experience for the first time together, guys. So I got a meal right here that I can only estimate to be north of 2,000 calories. But luckily I did walk on the treadmill for about 10 minutes before I came here. That's why I'm a little bit musty. But we're going to get straight into this review. So what I got here is the All-Star Breakfast, a chocolate chip pancake, and their Philly cheesesteak sandwich, I'm pretty sure. So, I think today we will start with the Philly cheesesteak sandwich. Inside this sandwich, it looks like we got some type of shredded beef, a nice bit of cheese in there, some bacon, and of course some high quality, what feels to be dollar store bread. Wow. You can taste the cigarette smoke in this. It's great. Wow. So this sandwich does have quite the nice cigarette smoke to it. Looks like I already got a little bit of a chocolate disaster going on here from my chocolate pancake, but somehow this tastes extremely cheap and extremely flavorful at the same time. The cheese is nice and melted in there. The cheesesteak beef, while obviously it was recently frozen, it does have a decent smoky taste to it. And the bacon, the crispiness of the bacon is really a nice subtle touch there. All right, next up here, we're gonna experience what a Waffle House All-Star Breakfast consists of. So it looks like we got a hash brown here, 4 pieces of toast, some scrambled eggs, and some nice pieces of bacon. I really like how this hash brown just has a clearly what was a square piece of American cheese just slapped straight on top and melted. So let's go ahead and start with these hash browns. Let's get a bite here. These are slightly disappointing to me. They have a burnt taste and a undercooked texture to them at the same time somehow. Like this part right here is just pretty uneventful, quite frankly, if I'm being honest. Not much going on there. If we move on to the bacon here, though, this is what I'm more excited about. That is a pretty solid piece of bacon right there. Nice and crispy. Good, like that salty crispiness you just get from bacon. I mean, there ain't really much else to say to it. All right, next up, we're going to get their eggs. From what I understand, their eggs are cracked from real eggs, because you can see Waffle House employees actually cook this stuff, which is one huge benefit to Waffle House, in my opinion. Okay, so just off the bat, I don't think these eggs here were touched. I don't even think anybody had ever, they didn't even have the imagination of salt when cooking these eggs. They have no salt, no pepper, no taste to them at all. You know, me personally, when I like some good scrambled eggs, I'm thinking, you know, let's get a little butter in there. Let's get a little salt in there. Get a little flavor going. But those are really uneventful, if I do say so. And then, of course, we got the piece of bread right here. Okay. So this is buttered relatively well here, which that does add a lot. And I do have to mention that they do include a thing of Heinz grape jelly in there. I'm not a huge jelly guy myself, but we also gotta remember, some people like a little something on their toast. I personally prefer to raw dog it most of the time. Now this bacon right here is exceptional, though. I will give them that. Extremely crispy, extremely well flavored. God, it looks like I've been digging somewhere I shouldn't, guys. I promise it's just a chocolate. So, All-Star Breakfast comes out to $14 for that. Is it worth it? Now, if this was at 2 a.m. and nowhere else is open, I would pay $14 for this. But at 12 p.m. on a Friday lunchtime, I would not pay $14 for this personally. You get 3 measly pieces of bacon, some unseasoned egg, 2 pieces of toast that they cut into fourths or cut into half, and then you get some really unenjoyable hash browns. Ooh, but I do have to mention, this does come with a waffle too, so you get this whole meal for $14, which is a lot of food, but it's kind of low quality food, you know. So I optioned my waffle here with chocolate chip. I do have to say, this is quite enjoyable. There's a ton of chocolate chips on this, with a nice melted texture to them here. Now this can jam you up a little bit, if I'm being honest. The waffle tastes like, the waffle is slightly above hotel waffle quality, if I'm being honest, okay? As a whole, though, I think Waffle House serves as a staple in a true American society. It's one of the last standing 24-hour eateries in the country, and I give them a huge amount of respect for that. I would definitely come back here if it was at 2 or 3 in the morning, which maybe we will do a video reviewing Waffle House at 2 in the morning. But overall, I think I'd have to give Waffle House an 8 out of 10. I appreciate you guys for checking out this long form video. If you enjoyed it, be sure to subscribe, like. Till next time, peace out.